When just one flower blooms, spring awakens everywhere. Mother Earth laughs and delights through the flowers. Spring will come, and so will happiness. Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello everyone, I'm Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, March 16th through Saturday, March 22nd, 2025. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. Our marvelous March evening sky starts off the week on Sunday, March 16th with the waning gibbous moon. It's going to pass the bright star Spica, which is called the sweetest star in the heavens. And also, Spica is the brightest star in the constellation of Virgo, the Maiden. They will rise together late in the evening and be visible through dawn. Monday, March 17th, the moon reaches its apogee. That is the farthest distance from Earth in its elliptical orbit. On the morning of March 18th, the waning gibbous moon will lie near Antares and below the star Zuben-el-Genubi, which is the brightest star in the constellation of Libra, the scales of justice. March 19th, the moon will be approaching the red star Antares. Antares is the heart of the constellation Scorpius, the Scorpion. You can catch them after midnight and before dawn. March 20th marks the spring equinox. This is the sun's crossing above the Earth's equator from south to north, bringing spring and summer to the northern hemisphere. The sun crosses the celestial equator, a line directly above the Earth's equator. The moment of the last quarter moon will be on March 22nd. It'll rise after midnight, your local time, and set around noon. Look for it high in the sky before dawn. Also on March 22nd, the last quarter moon will glide past the asterism of the teapot of Sagittarius the Archer in the morning sky. The 7 original planets first used in astrology, or the OGs as I call them, that you can see without aid of telescope or binoculars, just like the first original astrologers did, they are starting off the week lined up as such. We've got the sun in mutable water Pisces ruled by Jupiter. The moon is in cardinal air Libra ruled by Venus. Mercury is in Aries ruled by Mars. Venus is in her detriment in Aries ruled by Mars. Mars is in its fall placement in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is in its detriment in Gemini ruled by Mercury. And Saturn is in Pisces ruled by Jupiter. As we start off the week on Sunday, the Sun's Day, March 16th, double and triple check all of the information you're getting, whether it's a doctor's appointment, a veterinarian's appointment, your car being checked, your telephones, your communications, any agreements, any deals, contracts that are on the table. Double and triple check everything and do not be rushed into anything, because what's happening here is we start off the week on Sunday, the Sun's Day, wanting clarity and transparency. Everything out in the open and everything in the light. Now the moon in Libra, cardinal air Libra, wants to get something started and started quickly. The moon in Libra is making an opposition to Mercury in cardinal fire Aries, which also wants to act and initiate fast. So the cardinal signs of the zodiac, they're great at starting something and just wanting to get it done. Aries and Libra are great at starting something quickly, but then moving on to the next thing and letting someone else do the cleanup job, the grunt work. The moon in Libra is feeling out of balance and wants information fast. This is what the moon needs. What is going to happen? I need to make a decision. And I feel with the moon that I need to make a decision very quickly. This opposition between the moon and Mercury, which is retrograde, this is a frustrating feeling of trying to be patient when you don't feel like taking your time and being patient. With the moon in Libra, try not to be impatient and rush yourself, because we know with Libra that making a decision involves looking at all different sides to a situation and an angle before the moon in Libra, the sign of Libra, finally decides. So this pressure that you may be putting on yourself to make a final decision, to decide something, this moon opposition Mercury is, again, look at something and double, triple check what it is that the information that you're getting, or because if it's a Sunday, that you are planning on getting during our week ahead in astrology. If on Sunday the 16th you're in the planning stages of something that you need to get done during the week, then the Sunday is a great day to prepare. Have all your questions written out, have all of the information that perhaps you need organized, listed, so that you don't have to feel rushed and that you feel very satisfied in the sense of you got the information and it was double and triple checked at least. This is what the moon in Libra needs. It needs balance and to know that the communication with whatever communication or information you need to have, that it's in order so that you don't get frustrated, put pressure on yourself unnecessarily with the moon opposition Mercury retrograde in Aries, and then the whole thing just breaks up, separates, and you end up feeling frustrated when all is said and done. The moon in Libra also makes inconjunct aspects to Saturn in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus, the Sun in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. So the inconjunct aspects are all of the little adaptations and changes that need to be considered and looked at. Inconjuncts can be very frustrating because it's like ticky-tacking over all the little things. They seem to be little things, but they're necessary things to adapt and change and look at so that something which seems to be a little problem doesn't turn into a bigger problem. Monday, March 17th, the Moon's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Oh, how I love St. Patrick's Day, and oh, how I love the Irish. May your troubles be less, your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. The moon falls into fixed water Scorpio ruled by Mars on this day, and with the moon in Scorpio, which is quite emotional in and of itself, the moon in Scorpio makes a square aspect to Pluto in fixed air Aquarius. Now the moon square Pluto, when those two planets are involved, this is an insatiable desire. This is a can't get enough aspect, the moon square Pluto. Know when to quit on this day emotionally, because the moon square Pluto is addictive, to say the least. Along with the moon making an inconjunct to Venus in Aries and Mercury in Aries. Aries ruled by Mars, as well as the sign of Scorpio. This again are aspects on this day where moods are shifting and changing by the second on this moon day, and it's also super sensitive in the sense that feelings can and will be hurt, which could lead to even more trouble if we're not aware of this and know when to stop and when to quit. But the moon in its fall placement of Scorpio, along with Venus and Mercury retrograde, this is one of those situations potentially that if you're not careful, someone trying to get back with you, back into your good graces, thinking that you're having a weak moment because it's a happy day, a celebratory day, St. Patrick's Day, and all that goes with it. Be very aware of not going back to a situation, and this is a love romantic situation, and not being talked into something that could have very undesirable consequences later on. Sometimes in life, there are different circumstances and different situations. We're trying to get back together, and trying to make it work out can actually be a very positive and productive thing. But with these planetary cosmic energies, the Venus and Mercury retrograde in Aries, this is not highlighting for you from the cosmos that this is one of those times. Be careful. Tuesday, March 18th, the astrology cosmic energy, the cosmic power wants you to know is highlighting for you that you are not a victim. You have the power. You're never a victim. We still have the moon in her fall placement of fixed water Scorpio, which is where you live in your emotions, your emotional body. The moon in Scorpio is making a water trine flow to the greater and lesser malefics, Saturn and Mars. Now the moon in Scorpio making this water trine flow to Mars in its fall in the sign of Cancer, Mars being the ruler of Scorpio. Do not beat yourself up and torture yourself with Mars in its fall of Cancer because of what you may be perceiving as failures you've made in life. Making mistakes in life is the only way we can learn. We don't learn how to ride a bicycle until we fall off the bicycle and finally get it. Also, anything in your life that you are extremely emotional about and you're feeling powerless to change or do something about it. You have the power. You were born with that power. This is a very emotional day involving Saturn and Mars. So feel your feelings. That's natural and normal, of course. But to turn those emotions in on yourself in a negative way, especially in the area of the stomach, that's what Cancer rules over. The moon in Scorpio, the moon being the mom in the stomach area. Mars in its fall in the sign of Cancer, which is the mom and the stomach area. Also be mindful to eat very healthy on this day, always, but especially this day, because the moon rules over the moods that are connected to the foods we eat. If you can, try to keep your schedule open on March 18th so that depending on how you feel and where the emotions are going, if you can try to keep your schedule open, then you can adapt and change to what it is that you really need emotionally on a very personal level. This is the cosmic energy today, and then you can go with those changes and adaptations. Water is the element of addiction, and if you're not feeling so strong on this day, also be mindful of not taking the emotional hook from someone else and getting all caught up in their emotional drama. It works both ways, meaning don't do this to yourself and don't let someone else do this to you as well. Wednesday, March 19th, Mercury's day, we have the moon entering mutable fire Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. Also on this day, we have the sun in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces ruled by Jupiter. This sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces is the last one for about the next 165 years. The planet Neptune was discovered less than 200 years ago on September 23rd during Libra time, 1846, which did initiate a new season, Libra being a cardinal sign of the zodiac that ushers in a new season at the time of the autumn equinox, which was when Neptune was discovered during Libra time, the autumn equinox. The sun in Libra is in its fall as we lose daylight each day as we move towards the winter solstice. The same year that Neptune was discovered, less than 200 years ago, the sewing machine and the saxophone was also invented in 1846. The French astronomer Urbain Le Verrier predicted the discovery of Neptune before Neptune was physically viewed, and his mathematical calculations that were based on the irregularities of the planet Uranus were correct. Le Verrier sent his results to Johann Galle at the Berlin Observatory, and on September 23rd, during Libra time, 1846, Neptune was physically seen through the telescope. Le Verrier was a Pisces. His birthday was on March 11th. And after the discovery, he suggested to the astronomical community at the time, he suggested in a big, huge, over-the-top Jupiterian way that the planet Neptune should be named after him. After all, it was the same year that the sewing machine and the saxophone were invented in 1846. Doesn't the saxophone and the sewing machine have the qualities of Neptune, the ocean, spirituality, confusion, delusion, and lies? The astronomers at the time did not like the idea of naming Neptune after the French astronomer that discovered Neptune. They wanted to stay with the tradition of naming the visible planets after the Roman gods. Neptune is the color blue. Neptune appears blue because its atmosphere contains methane, which absorbs the red light and reflects the blue light back into space. Eventually, Leverrier agreed and went along with the program, and it was decided that Neptune, the color blue, would be named after the Roman god of the ocean and assigned to the sign of Pisces, which perhaps pleased Leverrier very much. He was a Pisces after all, born on March 11th, and Neptune was at least assigned to his sign, birth sign of the zodiac. The French astronomers' mathematical calculations that led to the discovery and viewing of the planet Neptune were incredible and are incredible. What I find interesting is that I looked up Leverrier's astrology chart, because your chart lives eternally. An event, a person, the chart goes on even after physical death. And what was interesting to me is that Leverrier was born with the North Node in Virgo, the South Node in Pisces. Today we have the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. So that nodal axis, or that nodal reversal axis, is a revival, perhaps, of the French astronomer that discovered Neptune. When you look at the astrology charts of people, celebrities, countries, that astrology chart continues on with the aspects. So as we now have this huge nodal shift, North Node in Pisces, the French astronomer that discovered Neptune had the North Node in Virgo, that nodal reversal. On this Mercury's Day, March 19th, we have the last Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces for about the next 165 years. With the Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces, ruled by Jupiter, dream big, reach for the stars. Jupiter doesn't recognize limitations and boundaries. Dream as big as you want and know where this is taking place in your personal astrology chart. You might not want to go along, though, with the French astronomer Urbain Le Verrier that discovered Neptune and caved in and went along with the community, the program, to assign Pisces and Neptune together. Confusion, delusion, and lies. Thursday, Jupiter's Day, we welcome the spring equinox and the sun's ingress into the sign of Aries. The sun exalts Aries. Happy springtime. Happy International Astrology Day. Happy March 20th, the first day of spring. As we say goodbye to Pisces season for this year and look back and reflect, it really was too much, over the top, overwhelming, so much emotion, but also so much opportunity. During this cardinal fire sign season of Aries, this is the newborn baby springtime, fresh and new, confident, enthusiastic, enthos in spirit, as we say in Greek. This is the trailblazing new time where there's light and there's warmth coming in, and it is the time, the season, to let the past stay in the past and to trailblaze, create a new path in your life, that one you love, because Aries, the newborn baby, is all about the love, to give and receive love. No matter how many times a child, a baby, may have been disappointed, their innocence, their willingness to trust again, tries again, means that they always try, and trust to love again. That is what the newborn baby is all about, the springtime season. April love. Love is fresh and new. So find what it is that you love if you've not found that, and then do that in the Aries way, which is bold, confident, true to your true authentic self. This is also Aries, the newborn baby, and take that action. Again, the cardinal signs of the zodiac, especially fire, they do something about how they feel and what it is that they want and what their dream is. Fire gets fired up and takes the action and moves forward. 0 degrees Aries is that zero beginning of the zodiacal wheel of life. 0 degrees Aries is like the big bang beginning of the cosmos and the universe. It is just a great force. It can be a great force for good in creation. It can also be a force for great destruction if not channeled and used wisely. Which cosmic power are you aligned with and using with this 0 degrees entry into a new season, springtime? Are you creating or are you destroying? To find and know that answer, all you have to do is look at the life around you. Your life, your relationships, all of it. What is the state of your life and your beingness? That will answer the question for yourself. Also know that if you are in a destructive phase, you have the power to change your life, change your world, change your universe, anytime you make that choice. Nature, and we as a part of nature, is always in the process of balancing, bringing things back into balance. So with the equinoxes, which are the balance of day and night, light and darkness, just know that wherever your life may be out of balance, you have that cosmic superpower to bring your life back into balance. You were born as a child of the cosmos to have, and you do have, that power within you. Friday, March 21st, Venus's day, we have the moon in mutable fire Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. The moon in Sagittarius has a great sense of fun and a great sense of humor. The moon in Sagittarius makes a lovely fire trine flow to Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries, the newborn baby, with the sun now in the sign of Aries. This is the fire trine flow, the support of how you want to and do show and express your own unique, authentic light. Fire is light, it's illumination. Fire is the element of life itself. It's warm and life-giving. There is no life without light and without the fire element. Meaning, the element of fire is not just existing to live in a robotic way, where you are just going through the motions in a mechanical way. Fire is the element of you're happy to be alive. You're excited to face each new day. Your spirit and your enthusiasm is connected and aligned with everything that you do. This is the element of fire. If you've not been happy, if you've been worried, afraid, not enjoying your life, just remember the promise of astrology, which is springtime will be here again. Count on it. Happiness will be in your life again. Bet on it. Saturday, March 22nd, we now have the fourth quarter crossover point. This is fourth quarter to new moon. And I love this fourth quarter moon at 2 degrees Capricorn because on this Saturday, Saturn's day, with the moon entering cardinal Earth Capricorn, another season to begin with the cardinal moon. The moon in her detriment in cardinal Earth Capricorn is taking a very common sense, feet on the ground, look at realistic assessment of, are you getting your needs met? It always goes back to the infant, to the baby, to the moon, which is being connected to how you feel, your emotional body, meaning knowing how you feel, what you want, what you need. Are you getting your needs met? Are you being a great parent to yourself and making sure that your needs get met. The moon in Capricorn, which is her exile and so far away from home, the moon's home placement in Cancer, is the feeling of being responsible for everybody else except yourself. Moon in Capricorn is everybody else's needs matter, but not yours. And so making this assessment as we move from fourth quarter to new moon, which is that inner reflective time, and taking a very common sense, down-to-earth, practical look at where and how you are happy or not, because what you need, the moon, are you making your needs a priority in your life? Not that other people don't matter. Of course, we want our loved ones and family and all of that to be happy. We love to do for the people that we love. We want them to be happy, but not at the expense that you are emotionally depleted and not doing for yourself as well. The moon in Capricorn makes a square to Venus and Mercury in Aries. And then the sun in Aries makes a conjunction to Venus in Aries in its detriment. So this squaring off between cardinal fire Aries, cardinal earth Capricorn, this is making the reflective decision and contemplation over what is new that could potentially come into your life, Aries, that excites you, lights you up, fires you up. And what would the Capricorn moon and these square aspects have walled you in? They've now become a prison that can make you feel very lonely and separated and walled off from what and who you love. A newborn baby, Aries, doesn't have any wall or boundary. The newborn baby, Aries, is just open to the world and people around them. So the question of what has walled you off and is now keeping you lonely and disconnected, as opposed to the springtime, the sun exalted in Aries. What is it? If you were to think about this, give yourself a little bit of time to contemplate and feel. The moon feels. It's instinctual. It's not so much the analyzation of the mind as your feelings. If you even feel lost with this one as far as feeling into your needs, always go back to nature. Go to the natural world around you. That will support and help you out. So as we close out this week, what is it that lights you up and excites you and is fresh and new, as opposed to what moon in Capricorn, fourth quarter moon, with these moon squares taking place between the moon in Capricorn and newborn baby Aries? What have you been doing again and again in your life? What pattern that has now become like a prison and is keeping you in the past and also very lonely and feeling walled off from yourself and life and love? Thank you, everyone. I will see you all in the stars. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Put on some green. Wear green, the color of life and nature and growth and flourishment. It'll make you feel better. Celebrate life a little bit, even if you don't want to. Force yourself. And may the luck of the Irish always be with you. Erin go bragh.